Welcome, it's Amy with Planted in the Middle. I'm documenting my process as I take my blank canvas, new construction, empty yard and change it into a lush landscape. I want to know that even the average gardener or the beginner gardener can do this without spending tens of thousands of dollars hiring a professional landscaper. So it's late April, we're getting out into the yard now. We had a very bizarre winter. Not a lot of snow, not a lot of moisture, crazy temperature swings, and I had a lot of plants that didn't make it this year. So I just want to be honest with you that there are messes and there are successes. There are wins and there are losses. And I know a lot of professional gardeners, master gardeners, their yards always look beautiful, and they don't necessarily show that they have losses as well. So I want to make sure that that's normalized. So we're going to walk around and show you what didn't quite make it. Just a moment here and I'll get us turned around. So if you remember this little section of area off of my patio, kind of half in the shade, half in the sun here, but I had planted 8 Golden Dreams boxwoods that I wanted to keep nice and roundy moundy here for a little distinction between yard and the interior landscape. Well, they all made it through the winter, and only like 1.5 of them made it through the spring. So we've had crazy temperatures going between 30 and 96 in the month of March and April. So we're not really sure if winter's over, if summer's here, if we miss spring altogether, and these boxwoods did not enjoy that temperature swing. Sorry that the sun is a little bright on some of them. Getting any closer here, you can see this one in particular has a little bit of winter burn, but mostly green. That one is all green. Now these two are a little more protected, and that might have had something to do with it. When you come this way, it's all dead. It's crispy. It's dead. Dead. All the rest of them are dead. I guess there is a little bit of life on that one, but not worth saving. So the lesson here is that these are not a good fit. And sometimes it just takes that trial and error to understand that. There is no specific reason why these wouldn't work here. They're the appropriate zone, the appropriate growing conditions. Something that can contribute it to it was maybe these two on the end that are more protected had less wind damage, had less freezing, because they're closer to the house and closer to the fence, and there's our friend Milo. The rest of these are a little more exposed. The other thing, if I come back this way, so as you can see, the sprinkler line comes right up to the edge of the grass here, and it doesn't actually spray on the shrubs, but the wind blows it onto the shrubs, and so perhaps it gets a little too much rain or too much water with that sprinkler. So I have taken the drip off of some of these. Our drip is not turned on yet. I pulled it away from it thinking that maybe that would help. So these two on the end here, I actually replaced them last fall before we went into winter because they were already showing signs of death. So there are 8 planted here. These 2 died early, they were replaced, and they died again. So I have 1.5 left out of 10. That's not good odds. So these are all going to come out and going to be replaced with something else. Something that takes a little bit more water. The other thing is, you can see this is noonish here in late April, and there is some sun on some of them. During the summer it gets a lot more sun, but in the winter this area is complete 100% shade, and so maybe without the sun they were just getting way too cold. So maybe it's just a different microzone for these. So we're going to try something else. I'm going to take 2 different plants and alternate them in these holes and see which ones do better. And then we'll pop them out. Like if one starts to die, we'll pop it out with the other variety. So we're still working on what that's going to be. And then we'll go look at our other boxwoods that didn't make it. But first, here, let's just show you some pretty springtime flowers. I have some nice pansies here, very cute purple. And here on my table as well, a couple more pansies. There is some good spring lovelies here. So it's not all loss and devastation. Okay, so coming back here to this back corner, we have this mess of electrical block boxes that obviously I want to screen from view. And I planted 4 green gem boxwoods here. And they didn't make it. We have one on the end that's still alive out of 4. These 2 I replaced early spring because they didn't make it through the winter, and now they didn't make it through the spring. So boxwoods are just not a good choice for the land here. Could be the soil again, just might need more amendments, more nurture here. Or just boxwoods aren't a good fit for this yard. I do have a neighbor who has them lying in his driveway, and all of his returned. He probably has 20 some, and they all came back this winter, so I'm a little jealous. So these we're going to replace as well and figure out something that's hardier. As you can see, they never came back out and fixed the, I don't know, the cable that's sticking out of the ground. I need to call them again, get back on them, see if they can come do that before I get too crazy with plantings out here. So I'm going to use something that I know grows well in our crappy soil here. I have got a lilac for one. It's going to replace probably right in here, this area, because it'll get pretty big. I do have a hibiscus near there that is showing a little bit of sign of life, but it's really late. I think it should be a little higher up. We'll see. And then we'll put something in this area here that's also bigger and not as uniform. I really wanted that wall of green that a boxwood hedge would form, but it's just not going to work. I'm not going to spend any more money on replacing these and trying again. So I think some sort of willow maybe, or maybe another lilac. We'll see what I decide. Something that I know that will grow as strong, take the winters, take the summers, all the extremes, and then also deal with the poor soil quality. I do have another hibiscus over here that is showing signs of life. Cannot wait for that one to come up. So that's just an update showing you what didn't make it through our crazy spring weather and where we're going to start projects or restart, do-overs, and find something that's better suited for these areas. That's your spring update, and I'll talk to you soon.